My name is Jackson. Tonight we'll be doing episode 3 of our VYPE NextGen Instagram Live series. Tonight I'm joined by Joshua Cook and special guest TWCA point guard, class of 2022, Navy signee, Austin Benigni. Austin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Just glad to finally get this started.
Yes, sir. So, Austin, obviously this year y'all are doing pretty well. Y'all played in our VYPE Holiday Hoops Invitational. Y'all played against some tough public school teams. Did pretty well. Made it to the semifinal game. Then in district play, y'all have been balling out. How's the season going in your eyes right now?
I feel really good about this season. We started off with a really strong schedule, knowing that district play was going to be wasn't going to be like the same caliber or whatever. So we kind of put ourselves in a position to play against a bunch of tougher opponents, a bunch of public schools, so that when we finally get the playoffs, we'll be prepared for it. And I felt like we've done really good. The season started off well, or it started off a little bit rough, but then as it got to Christmas, we kind of started getting into gear.
It's good, man. So obviously you signed to Navy. That was a big deal for you. Obviously getting a D1 offer, but also I know personally for you, your grandpa was in the Navy. You have a strong family history of the military. Talk about what that was like for you and your family deciding, hey, I'm going to go play basketball at Navy.
It was super cool. My parents loved the idea ever since they started talking to me. That was a big thing because, the development you get there, not just as basketball, but as a person overall. It's they're invested into you in ways that other colleges don't, just because, you could be out there in a war or trying to on a ship or something like that. So you got to be of high caliber as far as a person and stuff like that. So just being able to have that opportunity and kind of better yourself that way was a huge thing.
Yeah, man. So from receiving some kind of D2, D3 offers to now you're signed to Navy, what was it like going through that process of kind of just waiting for that offer to come, waiting for that one D1 program to take a chance on you and just being able to go there?
Well, that actually wasn't – I actually never picked up a D2 or D3 offer. All I had was – I had 5 other D1s, and then Navy was kind of the second to last school to offer me.
Okay.
As a D1 perspective. But, the thing that living in Navy was just – originally, when I first saw it, I was like, okay, that's cool. A military school. I didn't really know what it would be like on campus and stuff as compared to a normal college. And so I was kind of concerned about that. But once I got on campus and kind of got to talk and hang out with a bunch of the players, you kind of see they're all just regular dudes. They're all basketball players and they got football players or whatever, just like every other school. And they mess around just like every other school. And so it really wasn't this whole the military aspect is obviously a part of it, but that's especially during the summer and stuff. But once you kind of get into the school season, it kind of falls in line to a more traditional college experience. And so once I saw that, I was kind of at ease with the whole thing.
That's good, man. So for you, you have a teammate in Chance Perkins who's going to Army. You're going to Navy. What's that? Are y'all already kind of starting that little – oh, Navy's going to beat you, Army's going to beat you? Do y'all already have that kind of rivalry in y'all, or y'all still?
Oh, yeah. Ever since he committed, we've been messing with each other. It's just funny because we've known each other since 7th grade, and we've never played against each other. We've always been on the same team every summer, every school season from 7th to 8th grade on up. And so it's kind of being going to be the first time we're ever going to play against each other, and we're going to both be at a D1 college. And so, something like that is just, really cool to be able to grow up with a guy and then end up playing with him or against him in college.
It's an awesome story, man. I mean, y'all are going to have some good games going down the road against each other.
Oh, yeah.
So, obviously, y'all won 2 state championships in a row. They're going for 3. What have you worked on in the offseason after the state championship last year to up your game and kind of just be a better player on the court?
Definitely my shooting was a thing that we started to focus on. I completely changed my shot from last year. And so just kind of getting used to that and just getting up as much reps as I can just to kind of set that new shot in and just kind of get it all together. But that's really been the main thing. Getting to play on the EYBL over the summer, you get to play against like a whole nother caliber of player. So that definitely helped. You know, everybody on that in that circuit is going D1, a bunch of high major players, stuff like that. So just that, and then just fixing my shot has really, I think, prepared me for this senior year.
That's good, man. What has been your favorite game so far in your career at Cdub? Is it a game this season? Is it a game last season? Is it other than the state championship game? Because obviously, I mean, those are big moments. But other than that, what has been your favorite game or memory playing at TWCA?
Other than a state championship game, I say probably. Actually, we just had it when we played against Second Baptist. It was probably like one of the best crowd experiences we've ever had. Even compared to state, like it was like right up there because like the whole gym was packed. It was supposed to be a big game with Second Baptist. You know, they're the second best team in our district or whatever behind us, and so like the whole place was packed. And then like from the jump, like our team was not missing, and we were just hitting every shot, and the gym was going crazy. And so that was probably one of the most fun games I've ever had. Just like with the crowd experience and everybody going crazy.
Oh yeah, I saw the highlight videos. You were going off in that game, man.
Oh yeah, that was a fun game. We were feeling it.
Yeah. So I would describe you watching you play in our invitational. You're a guy that can get to the bucket. You can get your shot whenever you want, but I feel like you are a hard-nosed defender as well. I mean, I watched you get stomped on, elbowed in the face, have a black eye below your eye, and you're just like, no, I'm going to go back in the game. I'm ready to go. What is your mentality when, like, you're a smaller player and you're going up against these big guys? You might get elbowed in the face. You might get hit, whatever it is, and you're still able to persevere and keep playing in the game, stay competitive.
I know, especially being an undersized player, I don't have, like, the luxury of being able to maybe take a few plays off or whatever. So as an undersized player, I always have to be kind of like proving myself, and that you know, you can't back down or whatever, especially against like bigger players. Otherwise, they're just gonna take advantage of you. And so really, I've kind of had that from like a young age, growing up at like Lucas trainings and stuff, because I'd be like the only like middle schooler there, because I was homeschooled, so I could go whenever I wanted. And so I'd be there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and all there'd be is like college players and pros because everybody else is in school. And so, you know, you're always getting like cursed out by Lucas for every little thing you do. And then all the older players are beating you up. And so just kind of developing, you know, that habit of just you can't stay down for long, and you got to always be getting back up if you want a chance.
That's good, man. It's a great mentality to have in all sports, man. But for me, I was a smaller player in high school. I played nose guard at my high school. You have to be nitty and gritty. You have to be willing to do the technical things to outplay guys who are bigger than you. So I feel like that's definitely the right mentality to have, man.
Absolutely.
So we're going to ask a fun question here. What is your go-to Whataburger order?
My go-to Whataburger order is probably a patty melt, large fries, and then a large chocolate shake.
Okay, I respect it. I'm a patty melt guy myself.
That's right.
Who is your dream celebrity date?
My dream celebrity date. Oh man. Dang. Probably I guess like Zendaya or somebody like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to basketball now. After we've had those couple good little fun questions, who is someone that when you were growing up you watched and you wanted to base your game off of them? Whether it's a pro, whether it's a guy you watched play at a high school local around you, a college player. Who is someone that you try to base your game off of and looked up to growing up?
Growing up, as far as like other guards, I say it's definitely like Chris Paul kind of player, and so obviously another like really good defender and somebody who can get their teammates involved really well is something I've always kind of put myself on, and so being able to do something like that. And then as far as high school, probably growing up was like JJ Caldwell.
Okay.
JJ was good. Yeah, JJ was crazy, but he was another like really good passing point guard, super quick, and so like I kind of saw myself a lot in them because I was also a pass first point guard and used my speed that was like my main advantage over people. And so just like kind of watching the stuff they do, how they keep like defenders on their hips and stuff, was something like I always try to model after.
So I saw your in-game dunk. Kind of shocked me. What did that feel like for you? Do you do that in practice all the time? Is it something that you just were like, nah, I'm gonna go up and dunk this right now?
Yeah, I've been able to dunk for like a year and a half now, and I just never gotten one in game. Mm-hmm. And so like at that point there was like 8 seconds left in the game, and like nobody was back court, and so I was like, you know, whatever, I'm just gonna go for this real quick. And I got up like really easily that time, and I was able to like, I just dunked it. Like it just happened because I was dunking warm-ups no problem and stuff. But for some reason in games, whenever I like go up, usually my leg will give out or I'll like jump awkwardly, and I just won't have it down. But that time I don't know, everything came together. So finally got me one senior year.
It was sweet. About time. You almost got one against Second Baptist too.
I did. Yeah. I tried to dunk on that one kid. I needed like one more inch and I would have had it, but it's still winning. So.
Oh yeah. So if you weren't a basketball player, what would be a sport that obviously you run track, but if you were to do another sport other than basketball as your main sport, what would you do?
I don't know, because basketball is literally like the only sport I've ever played. So I mean, you could say football, but I don't know. When I was little, I remember I went to a camp and played like lacrosse, and I found that like really fun. So maybe something like that, you know, or maybe be like a slot receiver in football or something.
Okay, I can see you as a slot. I can also see you as a midfielder in lacrosse too, though.
Yeah.
So while we have everyone here, if y'all want to drop any questions in the comments, go ahead and drop them. I'll start asking some if y'all have any. But my next question for you, Austin, is what about your visit to Navy? Obviously, you talked about you realized like it wasn't just about a military school. Like there was more going on with it. But what about your visit, whether it be talking to the coaches, talking to some players, what really kind of made you feel like, all right, this is home for me?
Yeah, so first of all, getting to talk to my host, Patrick Dorsey, was really cool, and John Carter, because they kind of came from similar backgrounds or whatever as far as like basketball playing and stuff like that. Got to talk to them a lot about the coaches because, you know, the coach is always going to sell you or whatever. I just get and talk to them and see what they're really like. And I liked what I heard from them. And then when I was there, the campus is absolutely beautiful. Like it's an amazing, it's like right on the bay, like right in the heart of Annapolis. So like as soon as you step foot off the base, you're in downtown. You're like right on the bay. You got tons of restaurants and stuff. And then the campus is super nice. And then the coaches, they showed me some film because the head coach there, Ed DeChellis, he's put like 2 guys in the league. One of them's still there. And I actually train with them. I used to train with them down at Lucas too. So knowing that like they have the potential to like, and they know what it's like to send players to the highest level or whatever, that really kind of helped me out there. And then just the facilities are really nice, and I just love the area.
That's awesome, man. I mean, I feel like I'm glad that recruits, all of you and everyone else that's being recruited right now, are able to actually go on visits. I feel like that COVID affected things like that. I'm glad to come back to getting visits because I feel like it does a lot actually seeing the campus and like hearing you talk about the campus. Like that's how I felt when I didn't go to school I didn't go to A&M to play a sport, but when I went to campus and you visit campus, like it makes a big difference in making your decision.
Absolutely.
So we have a question in the comments, a little Woodlands rivalry here. Who would win if the Woodlands played TWCA?
I mean, we would for sure. I mean, the Woodlands High School is a joke. Like, let's be serious.
Okay.
Nah, they don't. Like, I know some of the guys over there. I love them, but they know we would whoop them.
Okay. We have somebody asking also any specific drills to get your handles tighter.
Any drills to get your handles tighter? So, with my trainer, Ben Perkins, Chance's dad, actually, we do a lot of like tennis ball work. And so you basically work your way up. You start off with the tennis. You start off with tennis ball and basketball. You throw it up. You just do pound singles, or whatever, and you do that going down the court and then come back. So down and back there, and then next you do a double move. Start off in the right hand, the first side going down, then left hand coming back, and then after that you try and get triple moves. And so that just like handling gradually as you go, and just trying to get as many moves as you can before the ball drops. You got to catch it. You got to do it before the tennis ball hits the ground. So you got to catch it before it hits.
Gotcha. Good information for some young basketball kids out there. So, at what age did you feel like basketball is what I want to do for as long as I can do it? And and then part 2 of that question, do you have aspirations of if you can play in the league, go play in the league, or is it more I'm going to do this as long as I can?
Yeah, so I think the first time I really felt love basketball was like I was like 6 years old, and I remember because like Cleveland was playing Orlando, and LeBron had like 4 points that night, and I fell in love with him. That's why like my favorite player. And then growing up, you play all the sports. You play like basketball, football. But then when I was about 10 or 11 years old, I started training in basketball, and that's kind of when I started to take it seriously. You started to play like AAU and stuff, and kind of like find like the city. And then so probably right around then, I went to BU 7th grade. That's kind of the first time I played like on a team that's actually going to travel like around the country and stuff like that. That was a really good time. And so ever since then, I've kind of like had this dream. I've been able to play college basketball. That was like the one thing I wanted to do. I didn't want my parents, like paying for anything because I got 3 other sisters, and so they got to worry about a bunch of people. And so I wanted to take that off their minds. And then as far as the league, that's always been like the number one goal for me. So, just no matter like where I've been, it's always been about making it to the league, or at least, and if not that, then play overseas and then work my way to the NBA from that.
Yeah, man. Sounds like a big goal, man. I hope you get that, man. So we got a question. What team would you play for if you could play in the NBA today, other than the Lakers because of LeBron?
Other than the Lakers, so I think Miami.
Okay.
I feel like with that, and then the head coach over there, they do a really good job of like developing their players and stuff. So somewhere like that, or somewhere that like small guards are used a lot. So yeah, someplace like that appreciates guards and kind of lets them. Somewhere like what's the name? The Nuggets with the Fatu, the like small guy.
Oh yeah.
So somebody like that, where I can just kind of come in and then be like an energy guy and just play defense and get my teammates involved.
Okay. So everyone in here, if you've got questions, ask them now. We're going to get ready to wrap this up pretty soon. So if you have any questions for Austin, go ahead and drop them now. So, Austin, while we're waiting for some questions, tell us about your relationship with your coach at Tdub. Obviously, you and Tanner have a special relationship. It's very apparent on the court. What's y'all's relationship together, and what do you think about Coach?
It's been absolutely amazing. So, like, when I came here sophomore year, me and him would get into like a lot of arguments, like on the court, off the court, or whatever. Just however I felt something should be run versus how he felt something should be run. I'm seeing it from a player's perspective. He's seeing it from like an overall perspective for the whole game. So we'd always kind of butt heads, but like we're like very similar people. That's why we always kind of butt heads. We're hyper competitive, and so we always kind of aren't afraid to get into each other's faces. Not into each other's faces, but just like let each other know how we feel. And both of us, we don't take anything really personally like that. And so that's always been like a good thing. So we can kind of let it out with each other and just kind of move on from there. And then junior year, after Bakari left, he started like grooming me and Chance to be leaders and stuff. And so he would kind of let us run things how we saw they should. And that kind of progressed over junior year up until this year, where he's putting us through like this leadership class that we go through, like learning what it means to be a leader, how to take somebody else underneath your wing. And then also he's given me a chance, like practices that we just run. Like the coaches will leave and then it'll just be me and Chance, and we just have to put everybody through stuff, whether it be shooting drills, ball handling drills, practices, scrimmages. Like he's just kind of given us the reins or the freedom to do that in certain instances just so that we can develop. And so just having that trust between us has always been kind of a huge factor because we both know that we're not going to do anything to hurt the other or whatever. And so he's always kind of been there. Just he's allowed me to be me, and that's something I've always appreciated in a coach, just allowing me to play. And so that's kind of where like our relationship developed, kind of blossomed.
It's good. That's an awesome thing to hear, man. It's great when a coach and a player are able to kind of, obviously you've been with them for 3 years now. It's awesome to hear the story of you two's relationship. And also, I just have a question for you. What's it like? I mean, if you and Chance are running practice, what's it like between the teammates? Like, are they just kind of joking around? Do y'all have a fun time, or is it more y'all understand what y'all are doing? They have the respect to understand, like, all right, let's be serious now. Let's take this serious. Let's grind here.
Yeah, so obviously originally, when it's just players leading, you kind of start to like joke around and not take them seriously. But then like me and Chance, we kind of started threatening them that if we're not going to take this seriously, we're going to start running. And so like after that, it was just like a one-time thing, but like it wasn't really that big of a deal, but it worked. And so things kind of like focused up from there. And we all have the same goal this year of winning a state championship, being the first team to ever three-peat here at Wilderness Christian. And so just with that goal in mind, we're usually able to stay pretty focused.
That's good, man. I mean, I know personally, if I were to have one of my buddies lead a practice, it'd be kind of hard to focus in at first, but after a while, I mean, you get accommodated to it. So, last question for you I really have is, you played in our VYPE Holiday Invitational. You went up against a guy who you're very familiar with, was at Cdub the year before, in Zion Pipkin. What was it like playing one-on-one? I mean, you guys both are point guards, you have both handling the ball. What was it like going against him?
It's always fun because, I've known Zion since he was like in 6th grade and I was in 8th grade. We both played with Houston Flight, with Jason Twca as the coach or whatever. That's where we kind of met together. And then, we've trained with each other forever. So, I mean, all the time during the summer and stuff. Obviously playing with him last year, we got closer, won a state championship together. So, we both of us know what the other likes to do, what our tendencies are and stuff. So we're always like, we'll be just talking during the game, messing with each other. Like, why can't you hit a shot? Or like do something, make it interesting. Like just stuff like that. But it was really fun.
That's good. What did you think of his off the backboard dunk he posted the other day?
That was stupid. Like he caught that so easily. I was watching it. I did not expect that to happen.
I didn't either, because watching his game, there were a couple times I thought he would have gone up and dunked it in our tournament, but he didn't. And so watching him throw it off the backboard, I was like, oh, okay, let's see some more of that. Like, give me some more highlight like that.
I know.
But we got another question from Ty Sheldon. Austin, TWHS would take the dub. Oh, not a question, statement.
I mean, Ty, I killed your older brother for years. Like we're not going to talk about you. No, I love it.
All right, everybody. If anyone else has a quick question, ask it now. If not, we're going to wrap it up here. So we're going to wrap it up. Austin, thank you for joining us. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir.
Definitely want to get you on again. Everyone else, we got a show February 1st, episode 4, special guest, state champion in football, just as a little teaser. Y'all can kind of guess who that is. But tune in next week, February 1st at 7 for episode 4. Austin, thank you for joining us. It was an awesome conversation. Glad to get to know you more. Hopefully we get to come out to a game real soon.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on.
Thanks, man. All right, everybody. We'll see y'all next week.